Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Molly and today I am coming from my bedroom where I've been for the past 6 days. I have COVID. I am going slightly crazy. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but it has been slow, grueling. I've got a bit more of a voice, so I wanted to make this video while I felt it was so relevant. It's about health anxiety. Now, you may or may not have seen Lewis Capaldi and Jack Meat both go on the CEO podcast, the Diary of a CEO. I'll leave the link down below. But they both mentioned health anxiety, and I wanted to talk about it because I have health anxiety, along with, as you probably already know, OCD, BPD, depression, PTSD, etc. And health anxiety is something, even though I've struggled with mental health for my entire life, I wasn't aware of that term until about a year and a half ago, which now to me sounds crazy. I always thought that I or would refer to myself as a hypochondriac as well as many other people. And that might be what some people watching this would refer to someone as if they are somebody who always thinks they're sick. The term technically is not incorrect. However, because of how it's being used and described and presented in society and the media, it's now has quite a negative connotation. It's kind of attached to attention seeking, over dramatic, or health anxiety, hypochondriacism is a severe and often debilitating thing to live with. Now, if you're wondering what health anxiety is when a person convinces themselves or believes that they have a certain illness or disease. And you might say, yes, okay, that is being dramatic, but it's not for that person. It's not because they want attention. It's not because they're being dramatic. It's because their brain convinces themselves they truly do have this disorder, and it can cause physical symptoms just like any anxiety disorder, whether that is generalized anxiety, OCD, any type of anxiety can give you physical symptoms, and that is part of the problem. So if somebody, say, feels dizzy because they're anxious, they might then also get a headache, they might have chest pains, then they can convince themselves they're having a heart attack. Or if somebody has a headache, they might think, I've got a brain tumour. That might make them feel nauseous, that might make them feel sick, they might lose their appetite, and then they will be looking at the symptoms of that disorder, and it's like confirmation bias of the brain. So your brain will mimic essentially any symptom on a page that you can see, and you can then become so scared that you are dying or that you are ill. And it doesn't just happen to you either. You can pass it on to other people, not as in the disorder, but your fear. So you can become convinced that friends, family, loved ones are ill. If your partner says they have a headache, you might think they've got a brain tumour. If your partner doesn't feel well, you might think that it's cancer. It's so exhausting, and because of the negative connotation that comes attached to it, it's hard to talk about it with other people because you don't want people to think you're being dramatic or that you are looking for attention. I have found some useful things that have helped me, so I wanted to go through them with you really quick on this video. And I also just wanted to give a bit of information out there. With them mentioning it, I was aware that not everybody will know what health anxiety is. So just to clear things up, it's not an attention seeking behaviour. It is a severe, real fear that you or a loved one has an illness or something wrong with them that could potentially kill them. And that, yeah, your brain, it's so powerful, sometimes it can be detrimental, and it will find everything to convince you that you have XYZ. So I wanted to go through a couple of tips that I have found helpful. The first tip that I have is finding the root cause. Not everybody will have a root cause, but for a lot of people, health anxiety comes from trauma, childhood trauma, something that's happened in the past, something like seeing a loved one pass away, seeing or being exposed to death early, having an illness yourself when you were younger, having a sibling who was ill, going through something that makes you feel responsible for yourself or for others. Trying to find a root cause can be really helpful in treating the issue, which moves on to my next step, and that is seeking out treatment or therapy. Specifically, CBT therapy, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, is an excellent form of therapy that really does help you figure out the cause, ask the questions, and hopefully beat the disorder. So it will make you face up to what you think will happen. Lewis Capaldi said it really well in his interview. He said that his therapist would say to him, okay, so if you get dizzy, what would happen? Well, I might faint. And if you faint, what would happen? Well, maybe you'd go to hospital. And if you went to hospital, what would happen? Well, I'd be in the best place to get the treatment. Okay. And it's constantly questioning with actual reality that CBT helps you to do to fight against OCD as well, and health anxiety, because a lot of the time they come together as well, like a lot of disorders do. As I say, when you get one, you tend to get seven. The third thing is having someone that you can speak to openly and honestly, whether that is a medical professional, whether that is a doctor, a friend, a family member, a colleague, a teacher, somebody that you can open up to and talk to when you are worried, that is not going to give in to your worries, but also is not going to just dismiss them like it's nothing. Try and find somebody who you trust. And also, there's so many people out there online. Not everybody is doing it for the right reasons, but there's some amazing content out there on Instagram, on YouTube, that are people who also suffer with the disorder, sharing their tips and tricks, and I found that really helpful. I will leave some down below, and also I'll leave my Instagram on the screen at the end as well. And lastly is time. Now, if you are someone that suffers with health anxiety, you will know the first thing you do is go straight onto the internet, you Google your symptoms, and it tells you you're either dying, pregnant, or dead. Basically, it's the worst thing that you can do. What I would recommend instead, look at the symptoms that you're all having. Okay, I feel dizzy. Okay, I've got a headache. Okay, I'm feeling sick. Write them down and then put that away. Come back to it in a few days and see, do you still have those symptoms? Obviously, I'm not talking about life-threatening symptoms. If you genuinely are, you've been injured, you're bleeding out, you're concussed, you're something that you and other people can see. It's something that you and other people can see is generally concerning, you really are ill, seek medical help. Always do that, obviously. But if it's something that is not life-threatening, it's just a headache, it's just a dizzy spell, it's just feeling a bit sick, it's just being nauseous, anything like that, a rash, write it down, come back. Do you still have those symptoms? Are they still bothering you? Had you forgotten about them? Because what health anxiety is really good at is you will be having a certain symptom and you will look it up, and then all of the symptoms surrounding a certain disease that you've seen can start to manifest. And it's not that you're lying, you're genuinely going through those symptoms and feeling those symptoms, but your brain is just so powerful that it causes you to do that, and then it's confirmation bias. So I've found it. Sorry if you've moved slightly.
Molly from the future editing. I am so sorry that my face is so close to the screen. It's only a couple of minutes, so I didn't redo it because I was already in bed and sick. But yeah, sorry that you have to be so close. Back to my face.
My camera went off. But yeah, it's confirmation bias. Your brain will make you believe it, and you could be looking up a certain disease or a certain illness, and you will then start to get all of those symptoms. Not that you're lying, not making it up, you truly feel them, but your brain is just so powerful. That is what I've found extremely helpful. Also, just seek people out that also suffer. I know that I felt like I was alone. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I mean, there is things wrong with me, but it's not a negative, it's just disorders that I live with. And I am learning how to cope and how to deal with them. It doesn't have to ruin your life, it doesn't have to run your life. And I know that unchecked, it really can. So please don't feel alone in this. Look at for other people on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube who also suffer, who share their stories and their tips. I know I've found this helpful. I wanted to make this video because if I'd have had or seen this video when I was a little bit younger, it would have made me feel so much better because I carried so much guilt and shame and confusion. And like I said, I just thought, well, I must just be the biggest attention seeker in the world. Why do I want something to be wrong with me? And it's not that at all. So I hope this was helpful. I am glad that people like Lewis Capaldi and Jacqueline are talking about these things. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you've got any tips, please do leave them in the comments down below. Please do share your love and support. I would really love if you could like and share this video because it really does help the algorithm. And please do let me know any more videos that you would like to see or topics you would like me to discuss. I am going to go now because I can feel my voice is starting to go and it's really itchy, and I'm probably going to have a massive coughing fit. So that is everything for now, but wherever that you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, day or night, and I will see you again next time.